Good afternoon. My name is Colleen Rawlings, Chair of the Halifax Water Board. Welcome to the Halifax Water 2023 Annual General Meeting. We are pleased that once again this year, our annual general meeting is being held in person. We would also like to acknowledge that we are meeting in Mi'kma'ki, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This acknowledgement is particularly notable as we plan to welcome the North American Indigenous Games to Nova Scotia in the next few days. This meeting is open to the public and available to view online through a live webcast and will also be posted to the Halifax Water's YouTube channel. This meeting's agenda and today's presentations will be posted on the Halifax Water website. And before we begin, I have some general information. Following the presentations, there will be an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions about Halifax Water. Attendees wishing to speak are asked to raise their hand, and the General Manager will answer the question or direct it to another member of the Halifax Water team. Speaking time may be limited to 10 minutes per speaker. All comments and questions should be respectful. Any person using disrespectful or derogatory language will be asked to stop. If the disruption persists, you will be asked to leave the meeting. I will now call this meeting to order and begin with the approval of the agenda. I have an approval of the agenda by Vice Chair Deagle-Gammon and seconded by Commissioner Kent. We'll now proceed with the next item on the agenda, which is the approval of the minutes of the 2022 Annual General Meeting held on Thursday, July 14th, 2022. Commissioner Zaharov will move that the Halifax Water Board approve the minutes of July 14th, 2022 Annual General Meeting. Do I have a seconder? Vice Chair Deagle-Gammon. Is there any discussion on the minutes as presented? No? Can I have a vote to approve the minutes? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
The motion is carried. We'll move forward on the agenda to item 4, the strategic initiatives.
Good afternoon. I'm Louis DeMopper, and I'm the Acting General Manager. And I've been there since January 1st, 2023. Thank you, our Chair, Colleen Rawlings. I will also like to introduce Heidi Shedler, who is our Director of Governance and HR, Reid Campbell, who is our Director of Engineering and Technology Services, and Alicia Scallion, who is our Acting Director of Corporate Services and CFO. So to start, just wanted to walk through some of the key highlights of Halifax Water's 22-23 fiscal year and bring up, identify some of the key initiatives for 23-24. Wanted to start with what our purpose is. So our purpose was created this year in our 22-23 fiscal year. Our purpose is to supply and safeguard sustainable, high-quality water services. And then we also have our values, which are to provide our customers with high-quality water, wastewater, and stormwater services. And we place the highest value on public health, customer service, fiscal responsibility, workplace safety and security, asset management, regulatory compliance, and stewardship of the environment. Our values are to engage our employees through teamwork, innovation, and professional development. Most of our planning and reporting is highlighted around 4 themes or pillars, being people, health, safety, and environment, financial and regulatory accountability, and operational excellence. So our people pillar is about the people who work at Halifax Water and our commitment to our customers and communities. The health, safety, and environment pillar is about health and safety of our employees and our contractors, and also our respect for the environment and the reliable and sustainable services we provide to our customers. Financial and regulatory accountability pillar is to ensure we meet our regulatory requirements and that we have the capacity to manage our operations and fund the infrastructure needed in a way that brings value to our customers. And operational excellence is all about how we operate our business and the services we provide to our customers. One of the ways we do this is Halifax Water has a corporate balance scorecard, which has been in place since 2001, which we which we actually use to drive performance through the organization. So we have organizational indicators that are used to set goals and to measure and report our performance. And these indicators are reviewed and set by our board each year. Next slide, please. So our results for 22-23. We're happy to report we met 22 of the 30 measures that are part of our corporate balance scorecard. We have 2 key gateway measures that we must meet as part of our process, and we were able to meet those. One is around our operating expense to revenue ratio, and the second is around lost time accidents. There are, however, several that we didn't meet. One was concerning the jobs that were filled internally, our employee satisfaction, which we always strive for as an A, and as we did last year, we achieved a B+. And the third in that theme was around absenteeism, which was higher than our initial targets. We are slightly over on the number of accidents per million kilometers driven. Our target is to be less than 4 accidents. Our measure this year was at a 4.31 accidents per million kilometers driven. And under financial accountability, we were slightly higher on our wastewater costs per customer connection and below the target percentage for our capital spend. Each year we publish our business plan, and I want to provide an update on how Halifax Water performed and our achievements compared to our 22-23 business plan. So the first section is around our people pillar. We had a very active year in our HR group and also implemented changes in our organizational structure across the organization. To support our positive and diverse workplace, we appointed a new Director of Governance and HR and have met with people from across the organization to understand their issues and concerns, and also conducted mandatory respectful workplace training across the organization. We continue to increase our stakeholder and customer engagement, including a focus on our regional development charges, but also a significant engagement around our Lake Major watershed and on stormwater and the stormwater expansion that took place last year. We continue to support our board through ongoing onboarding and workshops. We enhanced our communication on major initiatives and capital projects, and our Customer Connect portal continues to be well received by our customers, and we have also conducted focus groups on our proposed new bill redesign. For the next pillar, our health, safety, and environmental pillar, we continue to enhance our safety committees and our safety training. We have been working with through the procurement process for the biosolids facility, which is a large and significant project, with the RFP to be released over the summer of 2023. We have begun to develop a climate action plan, which is expected to be completed in 23-24. We continue to meet our regulatory compliance, and we have scoped out a new service compliance program, which we will continue to work on the program in the 23-24 fiscal year. And our environmental management program continues to be implemented. And lastly, we had a very successful year in our Get the Lead Out program, which saw us replace 203 private side laterals and 118 public lead services. On the financial and regulatory compliance pillar, to improve our capital delivery, we have realigned our engineering and technology services team. We have begun the design of a new capital planning management system and begun to develop a new stage gating process for our capital projects. Will help ensure that they are in the appropriate fiscal year and our capital budgets. Our asset management and infrastructure planning initiative has continued, as we move towards completing a new integrated resource plan. We completed evaluation of our employee pension plan, which continued to show that the plan is healthy and in a surplus position, which allowed us to decrease our employee contribution rates to 9.6% of pensionable earnings. We had a rate application that was approved by the Utility Review Board with new rates that were put in place in December of 2022, with additional changes to rates in April 1st, 2023. We have continued to make progress on the biosolids processing facility and the Mill Cove treatment plant facility, which will proceed to application in 2023. We also had a successful application of our new district energy system at Cogswell redevelopment, as well as receiving approval for the stormwater expansion and the project to relocate our infrastructure within the Cogswell area. On operational excellence, on this pillar, we have expanded our stormwater services in June 2022. We've begun to review how our operations will function in our new Burnside facility, and those designs for our processes and the way we operate will continue as the building continues through its design process. The water supply enhancement program, which is a significant enhancement to our main water treatment plants, will continue, and there were several key projects that were started in those areas. Our relationship to Dalhousie continues to bring results through the development of water and wastewater pilot plants. And cybersecurity continues to be a key focus for the utility, and our program is very active and moving quickly to ensure our infrastructure continues to be safe from cyber attacks. Our new ERP Kayenta system will be implemented in August 2023, and we continue to meet our service level standards related to our customer contacts. With that, I'd like to move to the 23-24 strategic initiatives that are in our annual business plan. So in the plan, you'll see that there is a significant reduction in our operating deficit based on the success of our rate application that was done in 2022. We'll see improvements in our organizational capacity to improve capital delivery, our ability to maintain services. We will continue to meet our regulatory obligations, maintain focus on our strategic initiatives, support our safety first culture, and continue to focus on our One Team, One Water initiative. Excuse me. So again, under our people pillar, we'll continue to increase our institutional capacity by filling new and vacant positions. We'll continue the implementation of our document management system, which helps ensure that there's continuity of information sharing and our knowledge is able to be shared across the organization more effectively. We continue our proactive and constructive approach to our labor management and our relationships with our unions, our two locals, as we go forward into updating our collective agreements. We continue to increase our engagement with our stakeholders and customers around our rates, our projects, and the services we provide. And we'll complete our year 2 of our diversity, equity, and inclusion framework, which includes additional training of staff, progress towards our gender equality across the organization, increased accessibility, and also developing metrics to aid in assessing the success of our program. Under the health, safety, and environment pillar, our plan is to create a psychological health and safe workplace framework to ensure a physical and mentally safe workplace. We'll continue to develop our climate action plan, enhance our wastewater modeling and data collection on combined sewer overflows and sanitary sewer overflows. We'll continue to develop and finalize the water safety plan to ensure the quality and safety of our drinking water, gain approval of the new biosolids facility and execute a contract to begin development of the facility, and continue to advance our water supply enhancement program. Under the financial and regulatory accountability pillar, we will be working to develop a 5-year business plan for the 25-26 to 29-30 long-term to set the long-term direction of the utility. We'll finalize approval of the district energy system and begin the design and development of the regulations and other documents used to establish our rates. We will go live with our new Kayenta ERP system and also the capital management and planning information system I mentioned earlier to support better financial management and decision making. We'll develop and finalize an updated HRM Halifax Water service level agreement to improve customer clarity around the services that are provided by the organizations. We'll develop a framework for a new rate design for water and wastewater services with the goal to provide long-term financial stability and establish long-term affordable rates. And under operational excellence pillar, our goals are to complete the key components of our comprehensive emergency management program, including the emergency response plan and the business continuity plan, continue to complete work related to the new integrated resource plan to ensure that it's ready for the 24-25 fiscal year, to enhance our ability to deliver capital to meet the IRP level of spending, and to continue to increase the amount of capital projects that we're able to deliver, to develop a 5-year IT services roadmap and continue to improve our cybersecurity, and also to develop dashboards and metrics to measure and support our operational excellence and the level of services we are providing to our customers. So this is what I've just highlighted, summarized on our plan on a page, which is one of the key tools that we use with our employees to make sure they're aware of the key objectives that are included in the business plan. That's my update and our initiatives for the year. I will hand it over, if that's okay, Madam Chair, to Alicia Scallion to run through our year-end financial results.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alicia Scallion. I'm here to present the year-end financial results for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2023. Halifax Water received a clean audit opinion from our auditors at Grant Thornton. Under international financial reporting standards, we had earnings of $47 million, and under our UARB reporting standards, a loss of $7.8 million. There were no major changes to the financial statements or reporting for this fiscal year. This slide presents our statement of financial position. The assets for the year were $47.5 million higher than the prior year. We had an increased focus on capital expenditures, which resulted in higher utility plant and service, as well as higher capital work in progress, which was offset by a decrease in our cash balance of $21 million. Within our liabilities, we saw an increase in current liabilities. This, again, was resulting from the capital expenditure focus, so we had higher payables and accruals at year-end. Our long-term liabilities decreased due to our decrease in long-term debt and the employee benefit obligation. And then within equity, we saw other comprehensive earnings resulting in the year-end earnings of $47 million. This slide presents our comprehensive earnings under IFRS reporting, where we see the earnings of $47 million. Next slide, please. This one, operating revenues for the year were $4.6 million higher than the prior year. We increased our water, wastewater, and stormwater rates effective December 1st, 2022. We also saw an increase in consumption of 1.7% over the prior year. And along with that, we expanded our stormwater boundary effective June 1st, 2022, which all resulted in the increase in revenue over the prior year. Our operating expenditures also increased. We saw an increase of $3.2 million. Some key areas were an increase in chemical costs, fuel price increases, our biosolids trucking, and along with an increase in depreciation due to the additions in utility plant and service. This slide presents the difference between our IFRS reporting and our UARB reporting. So under IFRS, we include the non-cash pension expense as an expense, but it is not included under UARB reporting. Similarly, we exclude the gain on other comprehensive income from our UARB results, and we include principal payments on long-term debt under UARB reporting standards. Under UARB reporting, as I mentioned, we had a loss of $7.8 million. Between the two reporting standards, there are no differences within revenue, and as mentioned, the differences in expenditures are the pension expense and the depreciation differences. Within water services, we had a loss for the year of $3.1 million. Wastewater was $1.7 million, and stormwater was a loss of $3 million. The increases in revenues were offset by the increases in expenditures as well. And lastly, our regulated activities and our unregulated activities, we see the majority of the loss of $7.8 million was due to the regulated activities, and the unregulated activities had earnings of $800,000 for the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Reed Campbell. I'm Director of Engineering and Technology Services. My task is to present to you our capital spending plan for the upcoming year. Our capital spending plan is designed to ensure that we maintain the level of services that our customers have come to expect, and we do that by making sure we keep our assets in a state of good repair by reinvesting in them in an orderly fashion. But it's also designed to ensure that we can accommodate the growth that's occurring in the municipality and that we maintain a level of regulatory compliance. And we are guided in this by our integrated resource plan, which is a 30-year plan for achieving those objectives, and it's submitted to and approved by the Nova Scotia Utility and Review Board. These slides show how our 30-year spending plan defined by the integrated resource plan is organized according to the drivers of asset renewal, growth, and regulatory compliance, with the vast majority being dedicated to asset renewal. It also shows the breakdown between our water, wastewater, and stormwater assets. And this year our capital budget is $146 million, with approximately $62 million being dedicated to water assets, $73 million dedicated to wastewater assets, and $10 million dedicated to stormwater assets. So we're just going to go through some highlights of the various capital budgets. Each year we invest a significant amount of money in state of good repair, renewal of our water distribution system. We also have the lead service line replacement program, which is a leading program in North America to
get lead out of our distribution system. Louis talked about our water supply enhancement program. That is probably one of the larger programs in Halifax Water history, and it's meant to address obsolescence in our water supply plants, but also upgrade the plants so that we can adapt to our changing source water condition that we're experiencing. There's a couple projects in there meant to strengthen our water transmission system, largely to be able to accommodate growth, but also to upgrade aging infrastructure. And as Louis mentioned, we have water infrastructure upgrades related to the Cogswell District project that HRM has on. On our wastewater program, every year we upgrade several kilometers of collection system through a trenchless relining program. We're also upgrade several pumping stations each year. We have several combined sewer separation projects ongoing. And once again, we are working on the Cogswell development. We also are about to going to procurement very soon for a replacement of our biosolids processing facility at Aerotech. That's a very important part of our infrastructure. And Louis had also mentioned we are just beginning the process to upgrade our Mill Cove wastewater treatment plant. And this year in our stormwater budget, we have two programs that are aimed at state of good repair, renewal of our stormwater assets, and also there's a significant amount of stormwater work in the Cogswell District project. In corporate projects, just a few to highlight. We have our corporate wastewater flow monitoring program that supports our asset renewal program related to wastewater. Our data and analytics program is highlighted. That's new this year. That is an important component of our plans to become a digital utility and properly use our various data sources for better business intelligence and better customer service. Each year we have a fleet upgrade program. Our Burnside Operations Center is important renewal of combining 4 aging depots into one new one located in the Burnside Park. That is going to be one of the first ever integrated project delivery projects in Atlantic Canada. And that is now under design validation, and that should be completed in a month or two. And importantly, we are required to renew our infrastructure master plan and integrated resource plan, and that is we are going to procurement for a consultant to begin that process later this year in the fall. We also have a significant amount of work ongoing that is not yet completed, that was identified in previous years' capital budgets, which is worth noting. The Churchill Corridor transmission main is an important project to renew our 1850s era infrastructure feeding the peninsula. That is ongoing now and will be complete at the end of this construction year. We've rehabilitated the Akerley Reservoir in Burnside. That project is almost complete. Our enterprise resource planning solution is scheduled to go live in just a couple weeks. We're looking to go to tender by the end of the year on the Fairview Cove trunk sewer. I mentioned our biosolids processing facility, and we've got some significant work going on at the Halifax and Herring Cove wastewater plants, upgrading internal equipment in those facilities. And I believe that is the end of my presentation, Madam Chair.
Well, thank you to Louis, Alicia, and Reed for those excellent presentations. Very quickly summarizing a very full year and a successful year for the organization. We're on to item 7 of the agenda. It's where we open the floor to any questions from our customers or the public that have attended the annual general meeting. We can take any questions on any one of the presentations or any general questions. Seeing no questions, thank you again for the great presentations. We're going to move on to item 8, which is the closing remarks. This concludes Halifax Water's annual general meeting for 2023. As you've just heard in the updates provided, it's been another busy year at Halifax Water. Our customers continue to benefit from the hard work of the internal staff and all those who support their work at HRM and our consulting and construction partners. I would also like to extend my personal appreciation to the individual members of the Halifax Water Board of Commissioners. I especially want to thank the executive team for their ongoing commitment to the utility and its customers. Their support has been extraordinary during the transition of Kathy O'Toole from GM to Halifax CAO and the subsequent search for a new general manager. During this search, we were very fortunate for Louis de Montbron to step into the role of acting general manager. The board offers our sincere thanks to Louis for his leadership and dedication in his role. He's done an incredible job that will facilitate a smooth transition to our new manager. We'd like to thank you. As we look to the upcoming year, the Halifax Water Board is excited to welcome Tarek Elzabet as the incoming general manager starting on July 24th. The board is looking forward to working with Tarek as the organization continues to supply and safeguard sustainable, high-quality water services while working to implement climate actions, maintain affordable rates, and resourcing our organization for the future. We look forward to working with Tarek to continue the success of the organization. I want to thank you all for attending or watching this year's AGM, and I'd like to thank the Halifax Water team that supported us in presenting this meeting to you today. Thank you.